if Trump is impeached over this whole Epstein debacle and the Republicans get on board to get rid of him, what kind of president do you think JD will be? Do you think he will be a better president? Do you think he'll be a worse president? Because we do know that Project 2025 is like a JD Vance thing, right? Like he came along, that came with him. So just because we get rid of Trump doesn't mean that we have solved the problem. I feel like even if we get rid of Trump and are successful in doing so, we still have a major problem with the Republican majority, with all of the progress and negative things that they've accomplished so far in just half the year that they've been in office. And we know that JD Vance would be pushing their agenda, and it could possibly be worse because he probably wouldn't have all of the spectacle that Trump causes and would just push forward with more fervor and more determination than what Trump is doing. So, what do you think? Okay, so after that last video I posted about JD Vance and him possibly becoming president and just asking you guys what type of president you think he would be, I was thinking, maybe I should like read up on JD Vance and like his affiliation with Project 2025 because I haven't read anything about it like all year as far as I know. So I started Googling it. And tell me why there are like no dates from this year, 2025. Everything that has to do with JD Vance and Project 2025 is listed and posted in 2024. And then at the very bottom, I came across this beautiful, beautiful piece from Betches. So this is the piece I want to share with you, and I want you to consider that JD Vance did nothing but distance himself from Project 2025, just like Trump did back in 2024 pre-election. All they did was tell us that they were not affiliated with the Heritage Foundation and that they were not going to push the Project 2025 agenda, even though they did agree with some things from it, correct? Do you remember that? I do. So here's what the article from Betches says. Yes, betches.com. Anyway, sorry. In short, Project 2025 is JD Vance turned into a policy guide. Once you see it, it's impossible to miss. Everything disturbing, distressing, and off-putting about the Republican vice presidential nominee has a corresponding policy in Project 2025. Vance treats women like we're all supposed to be grateful breeding machines, and Project 2025 wants to strip the words gender equality, abortion, and reproductive rights out of everything the government produces, from rules and regulations to grants and legislation. Vance can't stand up to white supremacists for the sake of his wife and kids, while Project 2025 gives those same people
Carte blanche.
to erase Black and LGBTQ plus histories, weaponizing funding from the Department of Education if anyone anywhere refuses, and destroy any efforts to increase or promote diversity in public or private spaces. Private spaces too. Wow, that's messed up. Sounds familiar though. Doesn't all that sound familiar? Vance can't stop having opinions about how the rest of us should live our lives, and Project 2025 would make every personal decision of every person in the country subject to a Christian nationalist executive branch. And we see that happening right now. And if you don't know, then you should definitely look into Project Esther. That just goes into detailing how they are planning to put Christian leaders at every level in the government to take over from small cities all the way up to the national government. So all I see is JD Vance may claim that he's not associated with Project 2025, but clearly he is, and clearly they're doing exactly what they told us they wouldn't do, and we're living it right freaking now.